Have you ever paused in the quiet of your own room and thought, is this still good for me? Something you've done for years, maybe even decades. Something as private and instinctive as daily self-pleasure. Is it still helping you or quietly hurting? Hello, I'm Dr. Laura, and this is Elderly Paradox, where we dive into the beautiful, complex, sometimes uncomfortable truths of aging. With over 20 years as a digestive health expert, synthetic psychiatrist, and clinical dietitian, I've walked with people through their most personal questions. And today, we're doing exactly that. Today's topic may make you shift in your seat a little. What daily masturbation does to your prostate? Yes, we said it. And no, it's not a joke. It's real. It's science, and it matters. Especially for those of us over 60. I'm joined today by someone who's not just a guest, but an old friend of mine and of this channel. Please meet Mr. Peter Brown, retired architect, world traveler, and a man with a heart as big as his blueprint collections.
Thank you, Laura. You really know how to make a man blush, and also how to pick topics that nobody wants to talk about, but everybody needs to hear.
Well, you know me. No filters, just truth and a little tea. But really, Peter, thank you for being here. You and I have had many conversations behind closed doors over the years, and I thought, what better time to bring some of that honesty into the open?
It's my pleasure. Honestly, when you first mentioned the topic, I hesitated. I mean, at 72, you'd think I'd be done with this kind of thing. But truthfully, I still masturbate, almost every day. It's something I've never really stopped. But recently, I've been wondering, am I doing more harm than good?
That question is more common than most men are willing to admit. You're not strange, Peter. You're honest. And this habit, this deeply personal human thing, isn't about shame. It's about listening to your body. So let's talk about it. Your prostate is a gland about the size of a walnut. It sits just below your bladder and helps produce semen. As men age, that little gland can get cranky, swollen, irritated, inflamed. That's where issues like frequent urination, discomfort, or even prostate cancer can show up. Now, here's something that surprises a lot of men. Regular ejaculation, yes, through masturbation, is actually shown to help keep the prostate healthy. It reduces congestion, keeps things flowing. One study followed almost 30,000 men and found that those who ejaculated 21 times or more per month had a lower risk of developing prostate cancer.
Wait, did you just say 21 times a month is healthy?
I did. I know, it sounds like a college frat house recommendation, right? But seriously, it's not about counting. It's about understanding that the act itself is not dangerous. In fact, it can be protective. But we also need to look at the emotional and energetic side of the habit.
That's where I start to feel unsure. Because lately, after I do it, I feel, heavy, like something's off. Not every time, but often enough that I wonder if it's taking more than it's giving.
You're describing something I hear often. Masturbation releases a rush of dopamine, the reward chemical in your brain. But in older adults, the brain's receptors don't bounce back as quickly as they used to. If you do it daily, especially without much emotional connection, your system can become overstimulated, then crash. It's kind of like eating chocolate every day. The first few bites taste amazing. But if you keep eating it out of habit or boredom, your body starts to feel tired, sluggish. It's the same with sexual release. It has to be balanced.
That hits home. I used to enjoy it. Now, sometimes I just do it because, well, it's what I've always done. And afterward, I just want a nap, or I feel a little, disconnected.
That disconnection matters, especially because emotional well-being is deeply tied to sexual energy. If you're masturbating out of routine, loneliness, or to numb feelings, it can actually drain your life force rather than fuel it. Now let's bring in diet, because yes, that matters too. Your prostate responds to inflammation, and what you eat plays a huge role. Foods high in sugar, red meat, and processed oils can trigger more swelling and irritation. That means if you're regularly pleasuring yourself but also fueling inflammation, your prostate might not be too happy.
So, no more Saturday steak and whiskey?
I won't take away your joy, but how about balance? Add in some prostate-loving foods like cooked tomatoes. Lycopene is your best friend. Pumpkin seeds, green tea, broccoli, they all help reduce inflammation. And drink more water. Hydration keeps the prostate clean and your urinary system running smoothly.
Okay, I can do that. Maybe ease up a bit on the red meat and add a few green things to the plate? Small steps.
Exactly. And the same goes for your sexual habits. You don't need to stop, but try this. Next time, make it intentional. Turn off the TV. Light a candle. Breathe. Make it less about release and more about connection with yourself. Also consider cutting back just a little. Every other day instead of every day. Give your body a chance to build up energy. And notice how you feel after. Are you relaxed, energized, or emotionally flat? That tells you everything.
Quietly with gratitude, you've always had a way of making things make sense, Laura. I thought this was something I needed to feel ashamed about, but now it feels like just another piece of health to take care of.
That's exactly what it is. Your body speaks every day. All we have to do is listen. So, Peter, since you brought it up, I'm curious. When you say you feel lighter after, are you saying it changes your mood or you think it's doing something physical?
Oh, both. Mood-wise, I feel calmer, like the edge is gone. Physically, I don't know, but I always imagined it's like cleaning the pipes, you know what I mean?
That's actually not far off. It does clean the pipes. In fact, studies have shown that regular ejaculation may help reduce the risk of prostate issues, even cancer.
Wait. Are you telling me that daily masturbation could actually be healthy for my prostate?
Yes, shocking, right? But it's true. One major Harvard study followed thousands of men and found that men who ejaculated more frequently, 21 times a month or more, had a lower risk of developing prostate cancer.
21 times? That's like every weekday off with weekends optional.
But seriously, why does it help? Well, the theory is that ejaculation helps flush out potentially harmful substances from the prostate. It keeps the fluids moving, reducing inflammation and stagnation. Think of it like rinsing a cup regularly so residue doesn't build up.
That makes so much sense. But you know what no one tells us? That it's not just physical. It feels like a release in the brain, too.
Exactly. When you masturbate and reach climax, your brain releases dopamine, that's your reward hormone, and oxytocin, the bonding hormone. That's why you feel relaxed, even loved after, even if you're alone.
That explains it. Some days, after I've had a stressful workday, it's the only thing that resets me. But then sometimes I feel guilty. Like, am I doing something wrong?
That guilt is cultural, Peter. It's not biological. Your body isn't judging you. Your brain's just responding to years of conditioning. But medically, as long as it's not interfering with your daily life, relationships, or causing pain, it's not just okay, it's beneficial.
But what if someone overdoes it, like multiple times a day?
Good question. Like anything, balance matters. Daily masturbation is not harmful unless it becomes compulsive. If it starts to replace real intimacy, affect work, sleep, or you start to feel anxious without it, then it's worth talking about.
Huh. So, It's not about the act. It's about the intention and balance behind it.
Exactly. Think of it like eating chocolate. A little bit can boost your mood. Too much, and you feel sluggish. Same with masturbation. Used consciously, it can relieve stress, improve sleep, even boost self-awareness.
Wait, sleep? I thought that was just me. I sleep like a baby afterward.
Nope, science backs you up. The release of prolactin after climax induces that sleepy, content feeling. It's nature's way of saying, good job, now rest.
You make it sound so noble.
Well, it is part of how we're wired. Unfortunately, society taught many men to hide it, feel shame, or worse, to pretend it doesn't exist. But your prostate doesn't care about society. It wants to be taken care of.
That's actually comforting. You know, Laura, can I call you Laura?
Please do.
I've never had anyone talk to me like this. Like, openly, without judgment. It makes me wish we had these conversations decades ago. Maybe I'd have taken better care of myself, not just prostate-wise, but emotionally too.
It's never too late. Your body still listens. And here's the real surprise. When you treat your body well, especially in these small, consistent ways, it responds with energy, clarity, even better mood.
So what you're saying is, that me time isn't just a guilty pleasure, it's a prostate-saving, brain-soothing, soul-refreshing ritual?
Exactly. You said it perfectly.
And all this time, I thought I was being naughty. Turns out, I was just being healthy.
Let's toast to that.
What are we toasting with?
Hydration, Peter. Hydration is key. Always drink water after.
See, now I really feel seen.
Good, because next we're going to talk about walking. Movement is another underrated healer. We can start with a short walk after this chat. It's all part of the same picture.
Masturbation, hydration, and walking. That's the real holy trinity of aging well, isn't it?
You're catching on fast.
Laura, thank you. Really, you didn't just give me facts, you gave me permission.
You already had permission. I just reminded you of it. So, I think that brings us to a point where we can now truly say it's not about shame. It's about understanding. It's not about secrecy, but about self-awareness and health.
Exactly. You know, when I first brought up this topic, even I hesitated. I'm a grown man in his 70s, and I still thought, should I say this out loud? But after this conversation, I feel relieved, educated, and honestly, a bit more empowered.
That's exactly what this platform is for. Conversations like this about real things that real people go through, especially in their later years. The elderly paradox, remember? On one hand, wisdom, calm, and dignity, and on the other, isolation, silence, and unspoken health issues. But we're here to break that silence. Let's just pause here and breathe into the truth. Our bodies don't become irrelevant after 60. Our minds don't stop needing connection. And our health doesn't stop mattering, including prostate health.
Right. And, well, let's not dance around it. Masturbation is not only common, but it can also be beneficial. I think people need to hear that again louder.
Louder and with zero shame. Let's be scientific and sincere about it. Here's what we know. Daily masturbation, for many, helps reduce prostate congestion. It lowers the risk of certain prostate complications, including prostatitis and even potentially prostate cancer. It helps with sleep, stress, and emotional regulation because it releases dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. It can even improve urinary flow in aging men and reduce discomfort associated with enlarged prostate.
And let's not forget that it's also about emotional wellness. It's not just a physical release. Sometimes it's the only connection some people have with their body. When you're widowed or divorced or just alone, you start to believe this part of you doesn't exist anymore. but it does.
Yes, that's what we're here to remind people. You are whole even when you're older. You deserve pleasure, comfort, wellness, and support. This is not about promoting a habit blindly. It's about listening to your body, knowing what's normal, and staying in touch with your physical needs. Now, if you notice pain, discomfort, blood, or any irregular patterns, please do not ignore that. That's not the time for hesitation. That's the time to see a doctor. This podcast is for information and education only, not a substitute for medical advice.
Absolutely. And you know what, Laura? I think today, through this talk, I finally stopped being ashamed of aging.
That means everything. That's why we're doing this. To our listeners, if you are someone who has been struggling with changes in your body, your libido, your prostate, your energy, you're not alone. This isn't something to whisper about in corners. This is life. This is natural. And you matter.
You're not weird, you're not wrong, you're just human. And if daily masturbation brings you comfort, improves your sleep, helps you feel better, and your doctor says there's no concern, then that's part of your self-care.
Let me just add a few final thoughts before we wrap up. First, talk to your healthcare provider about your prostate, especially if you're over 50. Early detection of issues like BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, or prostate cancer saves lives. Second, remember that healthy habits like exercise, staying hydrated, and managing stress also play a role in prostate health. Third, sexual wellness is a vital part of overall wellness, whether you're partnered or not, whether you're sexually active or not. Don't cut yourself off from your own sense of connection.
Can I say something here?
Please, go ahead.
To anyone listening, especially the men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, please don't feel ashamed to take care of your body. You looked after your family, your career, your community. Now it's time to look after yourself. Don't feel embarrassed. You've done enough. Now it's time to heal, love, and live with awareness.
That's beautifully said. So here's our call to action, and I want everyone to hear this deeply. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your father, your uncle, your grandfather, your husband, your brother. Let them know that they are not alone. And if you have a story, if you struggled or healed or simply want to talk, leave us a comment. Your voice can change someone's life.
You're not just a listener. You're part of a community now. A community that listens, supports, and grows together. Without shame, without stigma.
Exactly. Whether you're listening to this while cooking, walking, driving, sitting alone with your tea, remember, we're right here with you, and we see you. We hope you found comfort, clarity, and maybe even courage. Till next time, this is Dr. Laura signing off. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And always take care of your prostate health, because aging isn't the end. It's a new kind of beginning. Stay tuned, stay brave, and stay whole.